Welcome to all everybody to Jaguar 66. Just wanted to show you what I'm up to with this. Over the weekend now I'm going to set this up. I've set this bead roller up onto this stand. I had a stand made and it was for a grinder, but I don't really need it. I can actually put it on a bench. And so this was kind of half made, so I've developed it a little bit. What I'll do is I'll pick the camera up and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Just a quick shout out to, I've had quite a few emails from guys about different things, and I've got a bit of a problem now with the Gmail. I can see the emails, but unfortunately I can't reply back. Every time I go to reply, it just says it's loading. So I've got somebody coming on Tuesday, hopefully, to sort all these problems out, and I can get back to you. So I don't think I'm not getting back. It's just I've got a problem with this email. I can see them, but I can't write back for some reason. Anyway, that being said, I'll pick up the camera and I'll show you what my intention is to make these Strecher Strecher and this bead roller all work. So okay, so I'll pick the camera up and I'll show you what we're at. So my idea now is, like you can see there, so that's the bead roller on. You can see how it works pretty well there. You can see it turns easily enough. I might even motorise that. I've seen a few that are motorised on YouTube, so I might even do that. What I'm thinking of doing with the Strecher Stretchers is, this was a piece that I've done. This is a piece that I've just done earlier. This is a piece of steel, and you can see I only just did it. I hammered it about 8 or 10 times, but it is quite hard to do it with thumping it with your hand. So, and this is a piece of aluminium, which obviously is very easy to do. But you've got to be careful with the aluminium. It's easy to split if you try and do it too quickly. But obviously, not many of us are using aluminium. And they always show aluminium in bead rollers and these Strecher Stretchers because it's easy to bend, which is a bit of a cheat, really. But the steel went quite well, I have to say. You can see it's quite a nice bend in that. Anyway, so what I'm thinking of doing now is putting these Strecher Stretchers on the side, but I'm going to put them onto basically a box section like this with a plate on the bottom, and then they'll slide inside here. So basically this will come right to the end like that, but it'll be up higher. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build, I'll block there just now because they're quite heavy. I'm going to build a rod to come down the back here, down here, all the way down, and I'll put a foot pedal across here and use this as a pivot point so that I can just stand on it and do it, because it's much better if you can work with two hands. And I think this is why I'll end up motorising this, put a little motor on it, because it's a lot easier to work on your own. And if you use like a sewing machine pedal or something like that, you can adjust and variate the speed, and you know how fast or slow you want to go. Whereas when somebody else is cranking it, they might go a bit too far or a bit too. You can see with your own eye, and I think it's better if one person operates it. So that's the way I'm going to do it. And then you might think, well, why have a throat that big on there? With the bead roller, you only tend to use about half of that, but there is a shorter type one, but then you haven't got the ability to have a deeper throat. And because I'll put these onto box section, I can lift them out. So if I need to do a long piece that's a big pan, then I can just take these two out, put them on the floor, and then they'll just disconnect with the 2 bolts on the rods, and then I can use a longer piece. Anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. And what I'll do is I'll put one of the pedals on the left side and one pedal on the right side, so I can use that centerpiece as a pivot point. And we'll see how it goes, because when you're smacking it with your hand, it does get a bit sore after a time. So I think just doing it with a foot pedal with a spring on it might be the perfect way to go. And as I say, they'll obviously have to come out quite an amount. Fortunately, the bolt holes are right on the back, and they'll be raised like that, of course. Anyway, so that's the plan for the weekend. Maybe perhaps do some work on the Mini as well. But that's the plan. And the nice thing about this is that the stand that I originally made, I made it so that the sack cart can go underneath this leg on the side here, and you can carry it around. So that's a perfect scenario If I need to move it, I'll just put it on the sack cart, move it to where I want, drop it down. The problem with wheels and that is they kind of get in the way, and you've got to have locks on them and all kinds of stuff. So, and then if this works out, I'll see about motorising this and see what we come up with. But the nice thing about this is, I mean, if you look at the thickness of that steel, it's really, really thick. It's the thickest one I've ever seen of these bead rollers, and they're normally really thin, and they have to put box onto them or angle iron or whatever from Harbour Freight in America or Eastwood or wherever. This is really, really strong, so it doesn't need any build-up of stuff. But there are some things on it that could be adjusted to make it better, which I can do. But this was £195. Now, I don't know what that is in US dollars, but for £195 for that thickness of steel, that is really thick. Most of them are only half of that, and that's why there's such a lot of movement in them. But this is really thick, very industrial. I think it'll work well. And we've already done a bead with it. You can do lovely circles and all kinds of shapes with it. I think it's going to be perfect for what we need. Anyway, so that's the plan. I'll try and get it fixed up tomorrow. And perhaps tomorrow night I'll put a video up and see how we're doing with it, and maybe I can show you actually doing something with it. Anyway, take care and bye for now, and thanks for watching, and if you like them, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.